Why, hello there YouTube and welcome back to another random review. I'm Random Ross and today I review Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey as I'm building my way up to Bill and Ted Face the Music. So, in this, it's written again by Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon and is directed by Pete Hewitt and stars Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter, William Sadler. I don't know how I was almost about to say Adam Sandler then. It's like William Sadler, Josh Ackland, and George Carlin. So in this one, in the it's Wild Stallions. So in this one, an evil villain from the future who is Rufus's former mentor wants to go back and stop Bill and Ted from being successful musicians in Wild Stallions and makes robotic replicas of them to destroy them and ruin their lives, so in the future it won't be as great. And of course, Rufus won't let that happen. Anyway, they do end up going back in time and killing Bill and Ted, and then they die. And also they need to get ready for the Battle of the Bands with their girlfriends, who are two princesses from the past from the first film. And they also want to propose to them and make honest women out of them. But of course they die, and the Grim Reaper, played by William Sadler, comes in, and he becomes a good show stealer in this. And they go to hell, then to heaven, cheat death. Just go on this bogus journey, like the film title says, where they come across the greatest scientists in the universe, which aren't humans, they're aliens. We still get cameos from historical figures like Albert Einstein and Ben Franklin and many others, and yeah, they have a bogus journey. They come back to life and stop their evil robot replicas, and they build new robot versions of them that aren't as good, but still a great great at moving and stuff, and a lot stronger. And Rufus comes in, and they've managed to save the future and stop the evil villain from what's his name? The villain. Is it Chunk de Anomalous? So yeah, and William Sadler doesn't just play deaf in this, he also plays another role called the English Father, when he appears in it, where the whole TV stations have been hacked and whatever by the villain. So likes and dislikes. First of all, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter act as if they popped off set for 2 minutes and got back on there and carried on playing their characters, even though it was only 2 years for them. And yeah, they were both great, still playing their roles. And I like William Sadler, who played Death in this, the Grim Reaper. He was quite a fun take on the character. I mean, he wasn't a skeleton. He was a white, pale man in a robe, but still had the scythe, and well, that's just their take on Death, I imagine. And yeah, I liked his character. Like I say, was a show stealer and was quite funny in this. Again, a role I don't usually see William Sadler in, because he's usually quite serious in a lot of stuff he does. I also like George Carlin as Rufus. Not as much screen time as the last film, but okay. And the villain in it was great, played by Josh Ackland. He was good too, and we'll get to a few bits about his character in a moment. And I also like the bogus journey they went on, as they went to hell and they went to heaven. And like I say, just had another excellent adventure. But of course, they had to change it because it was the sequel to Bogus Journey, and the journey was bogus. And of course, I like that they swooped in and saved their future and everything. And we were introduced to their babies in it, because at the end they have little babies, little Bill and little Ted, which I'm assuming are going to be their daughters in the third film, because they do have teenage daughters by then in that film. But I don't know, I haven't seen it yet. So yeah, and yeah, I liked the comedy in this, and the funness, the sci-fi, the adventure, the fantasy even. And now for the negatives, because I do have quite a few negatives to say. For the villain, I thought he was good, but he just wasn't in it enough. Didn't have enough screen time, I mean, he was in the opening act and then in the final act. I don't think he was in it enough, and he appeared briefly in it on little screen chats with the robot Bill and Ted. But yeah, didn't really do much for a villain. I also thought that, them getting killed by robot versions of themselves and not feeling intimidated or anything was a bit dull. And this movie did have mixed reviews, and I can kind of see why. And I do. Is it as good as the first film? No, but still, it's an enjoyable film. I mean, I'm not saying it's a terrible one. It's actually quite a decent sequel. And like I say, William Sadler, brilliant in this, or excellent. And he's even reprising his role in the next film, Bill and Ted Face the Music, which I will see when it's out over here in the UK. But yeah, I just thought this one wasn't as brilliant as the first film, but still it was good enough. I did like the ending where it ended with "God Gave Rock and Roll to You," like that song from Kiss. Yeah, but back in the day, this film flopped. It really wasn't well received, but has become a cult following, and probably because of its disappointment when it first came out, that's what's led to such a long-awaited sequel. But I'm glad we're actually getting a sequel now, and is it good or not? I don't know. I'm avoiding reviews until I see it for myself. So, back to this one, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Well, if you like the first film, you'll like this one. I think you will, because I did. I enjoyed it, but just not as. I just didn't get the same enjoyment out of this one as I did from the previous one. So my ratings: Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, I'll give it. Do you know what? I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. In fact, no, yeah, 3.5 out of 5. Not as good as the first one, but still okay. So there we go, and that's it for this one. So yeah, that is my review on Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. So let me know down in the comments below, have you seen this one? If you have, then be sure to let me know down in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All my social media links are linked down below in the description, so be sure to check all that out. I've been Random Ross, this has been a Random Reviews, so until next time, I bid you all a goodbye friends, goodbye.